Pass that bitch to walk.
It's getting cold outside.
What's up, YouTube? I'm back, guys. I'm back. I took a little 2-day break so I could get myself together and get some more stuff and some more snacks and some more stuff for us to make. Today, I'm real laid back. I just was doing laundry and I said, you know what? Instead of going out and getting junk food, I'm gonna stay myself in the house and make myself a dish, something real easy. And you guys are going to see me make a meatball Ziti casserole. It's actually just baked ziti, but instead of ground beef thrown around, I make meatballs inside of it. So I kind of didn't really make it up, but it's something that I do. Instead of just making regular ground beef, I make them into meatballs. So of course you're gonna need what? Your beef, ziti noodles. You're gonna need some sauce. I could not find Prego meat. I don't know which one of you is going in Walmart and Publix and stealing the Prego meat flavor, but count your days. Count your days. So I got the Great Value meat flavor. Let's see how it goes. Secret ingredient is out today because you guys, if you watch my channel, every time I make ground beef, you know what goes in it. That's the secret ingredient. I have an extra ground beef packet just in case the meatballs isn't enough for the one packet, one roll. I have bread. Now, I'm gonna show you guys how I use this Wonder Bread and why it's here. My other ingredient that you guys know that I use whenever I'm handling ground beef, don't forget, if you see me doing lasagna, any beef video, go and watch what I did. I'm telling you, this and sour cream, burgers, anything with ground beef. And last, I'm gonna be using this time the provolone and mozzarella blend because I want it to have a nice melt. Okay, so let's get cooking, good lookins. All right, so guys, I just got on my gloves. First thing I'm gonna do, because behind me is the pot boiling, I'm gonna boil our ziti noodles. You don't have to use ziti. There's the other one that I like, the penne. The penne is beautiful too, but we're gonna use ziti today. Of course, you put your noodles in the pot with some salt water to boil, because I'm telling you, quickest way to get that water heated up and bubbling is you add your salt to the water, all right? So we're gonna now handle our ground beef and make us some meatballs. You guys ready? All right, guys, so I emptied the first ground beef, and just like I thought, it didn't even seem like a lot. So for this, you're gonna need 2 pounds of ground beef if you wanna make a, you know, if you're gonna make a big bake for a lot of people. So I emptied the 2 pounds in here, and we're gonna get it all seasoned up. So first what we're gonna do is our usual seasonings that everyone knows. Black pepper, garlic pepper, garlic powder, garlic onion powder, onion, and a little bit of that salt. You guys know what I call my salt. This shaker, it never comes through the top. I call that salt, that high blood pressure, baby. All right, and then, of course, we're going in with our secret ingredient, you guys. I'm telling you, it makes every beef meal so tender. Just trust me. Just trust me on it. Then we're gonna do, this is all to make our meatballs, guys. Then we're gonna do some plain breadcrumbs, not a lot. I use, not even plain, I use my Italian style breadcrumbs. Because this is just how I'm not Italian, so this is how I make my meatballs. So all the Italians, you guys can check me if I'm doing a bad job. Check me, tell me, hey girl, don't do that to the meatballs anymore. You guys could correct me. I'm looking for the strainer. Here it is. All right, so if you've seen my videos before, when you're doing this Lipton packet, in the packet comes these dried onions. They're unnecessary to what we really want. We really want the soup powder flavor. So you shake a little strainer like so. As you can see, there's some contents coming out the bottom of the strainer. That is all we want from the packet. And then you'll be left over with all of this stuff. But you take and shake as much as that out. That looks like everything. And you could dump those dried onions away. They're really unnecessary and they'll just make your food crunchy. And now we're gonna go in with the last thing that I do to get nice, soft meatballs is some bread. I take about 2 slices of bread. I'm gonna go with 3, being that I use 2 pounds of meat. Yeah, baby. We're cooking today. You guys see that? That's that cooking. That's that cooking. I took off a little bit of the edge. Just cut a little bit of it off. And then I wet it just a tad. Wet it a little bit. And then I break it up into the meat. And now we're ready to make our meatballs. Our meatball. Namitzi. Fabulissimo. Just gonna make these, mix these up. Get everything into all. I do have my Halloween claws on. As you guys saw, my black nails. I've been stabbing myself all day. Trying to make sure that this is evenly separated into everything. Okay. All right, so once you mix all of that up, let's get a little plate and let's start. All right, so you take a little pinch of your meat, and if you don't know how to do this part, very simple. You just ball it up like so. Pinch a little piece of your meat. Me and these claws have been fighting all day. Okay. And we're gonna just do that over and over and over and over and over until all of the meat is finished, okay? Just roll it, roll it, roll it. This is actually the easiest part, is forming a meatball. Okay, you don't wanna make them too big because of course, you know, we're putting it in a pasta, but these are nice, decent sizes, like so. All right, guys. Got me a little iced coffee, a little pick-me-up. So I made my balls. I made my meatballs. That ruined my gloves, so we are going to change our gloves up. Let's get these over to the pot. And our noodles are still boiling, so let's get over to the stove, you guys, and get these balls cooked up. All right, guys, we're over at the stove with our meatballs. We're gonna just take them. Changed my gloves too because they are so soft, which is how you want your meatballs. Just gonna plop them in the pot like so. Over here is our noodles still going on nicely, our ziti. Just gonna plop them in the pot and let them do their thing, right? You don't have to really grease your pot. You know that these things make their own grease. The only thing that's missing from these meatballs, which you guys know I love, is paprika. I forgot to get my paprika when I went to the supermarket this weekend, and I use paprika in everything, so my paprika was bone done. So being that I forgot, this meal suffers a little color, but they should come out nice once the pot browns them a little bit. So I'm gonna get back up with you guys when these get a little more brown, which, as you know, with making meatballs, because they're round, you really just, you know, as they start to turn, you just kind of just turn them, you know what I mean? Nothing crazy. So we'll be back, guys. All right, guys, we are pretty much making sure that they're brown on all sides, these meatballs. And what you're gonna wanna do once they're looking, you know, pretty browned and good, you're gonna let them cook down now for a little bit with some of that tomato sauce, some of that meat sauce. All right, so let's put a little bit of the meat sauce in here, because being that we're gonna also put some in the actual pasta, we're not gonna go crazy with meat sauce, but we're gonna pour some in here so that the meatballs get another wind to simmer in, because you know we want to make sure the insides of our meatballs are fully cooked out. But being that a while ago they were just basically getting color, browning, cooking, we now want to make sure the middle is nice and sauteed. So what I like to do always is make a little meatball sauce before we do the rest building of the casserole. All right, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna leave the meatballs sitting in some sauce for about 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, just to make sure that the middle of our meatballs get cooked all the way through, because frying them just darkens the outside for the most part. So they should look like this, nothing crazy, just a little bit of sauce in it. And we're gonna let them simmer down, and then we're going to, right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drain off the noodles and get that together. All right, guys, let's do that. All right, guys, I am draining out the noodles now. Left it sitting in my strainer for about, I'm gonna say 2 minutes. And the ziti should be nice, fluffy, and puffed up. Okay, so the meatballs are almost fully finished. But what I like to do first is give the noodles a little bit of love as well. I don't go crazy with the sauce. Oh gosh, you guys must know me as the messiest chef on YouTube. I just be spilling. All right, so you go in with some of your sauce and get the noodles familiar with that sauce. And then you go in with a little bit of cheese and get that cheese a little familiar with these noodles, because next comes our meatballs that we're gonna tuck in all over this bad boy. Yeah, let's add a little bit more sauce. Okay, making a mess. All right, so let's go get our meatballs, guys, and let's start tucking them into our noodles. All right, so our meatballs are looking beautiful. They are done. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna start doing my tuck and roll. So with this thing, because it's not ground beef minced up, I like to tuck some, you know, underneath the pasta. Just start pushing them in all around the bottom. You know, you can't necessarily see them. And then after we do like a tuck, we're gonna start setting some, you know, on the top layer, as if find that Pokemon type of deal. Like that, like some will go on the top. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna tuck the rest of these down under and some on top, and just keep doing that method. Tuck in, push under the bottom. Start putting some now on the top layer. Yeah, that looks good. All right, how's it looking so far, you guys? You're enjoying this meal. Looking good, right? Looking good. Just a tuck effect, nothing crazy. All right. Okay, this is our last meatball. Okay, tuck that in. Now, what you're gonna do now is that sauce that you made with your meatballs, you're going to now pour that over all over your top layer. That's why I said don't put too much sauce on the bottom, because we're gonna put that meatball sauce that we made. All right. All right, so everybody is fiending to try this. They're descending on me in this house. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do our cheese. But as you're going around with the cheese, you're gonna try to leave a peekaboo of a meatball or two. You know what I'm saying? So that they know buried in here somewhere is a prize. A meat surprise, you know what I mean? Like, just try to go around your meatballs with it. It's like, oh my gosh, it's gonna come out so cute. You guys are gonna love this. All right, that's the surprise. I'm telling you, you find that Pokemon and it's a big fat piece of meat. Okay, see what I'm saying? Can you guys see what I'm saying? All right, so look at it here. See that? I'm gonna peekaboo one more meatball out of there so that we could see. See, you wanna make sure that they see meatballs poking out and they're like, what? There's meatballs? All right, guys, so you already know what is next. After I done made a mess, I'm gonna do some cleaning up and I'm going to pop this in the oven. You wanna put this in the oven for, I wanna say 10 to 15 minutes, but you guys know how long you put something in the oven. Once your cheese is looking melted and has a little bit of that golden brown crisp, you know it's done, because these items were already pre-cooked. All right, so we're gonna get this into the oven. Yeah, guys, we'll be right back after that. And also 375 in the oven. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, it is out of the oven, piping hot. As you can see, the little meatballs on top so that you know what's in it. The surprise underneath. It is bubbling, scorching hot. Oh my gosh. All right, so you know what I'm about to do. I'm about to get my serving spoon, get a plate, and we are going to try this bad boy. I'm gonna let it cool for a second because you guys know me for burning up my mouth. And yeah, let's try it. I was scooping out myself a serving, and look at this cheese pull, you guys. Insane. Let's see if we can get another one like that. Wow. Oh my gosh. All right, so let me get my spoon. Let's try it. Let's try it. Enough wasting games. Only thing missing was some parm. You guys know I love my parm. I had none. So let me get my spoon. Let's test it out. All right, so you guys, I got my bowl here with a piece of garlic bread. I'm gonna try this bad boy out. Try this out. Everybody is ready for dinner, so let me hurry up and try this out. Oh my God. Oh. 10 out of 10. You guys, as usual, thanks for coming to the kitchen and cooking with me. Try this recipe out. Like, comment, subscribe. You guys haven't told me anything you want me to make, so I'm gonna keep making all of my fun stuff that I know to make for you guys. So, yeah. Don't forget, come back to the kitchen so we can get cooking. Good lookings. Bye.
Licky Bunny, it retarded. Since this retarded.